every single bug. I've done brains, I've done tons of balls, penises, esophagus. No human yet. No human yet. Mostly I eat donkey ball dick? And donkey dick.
How was that?
Yeah, it was actually good.
That's great.
It was probably one of the best. It's funny how donkey dick and donkey balls are actually not terrible. I think donkey dick was better than the balls.
That's awesome. Makes sense, right?
Does his dick hang lower than his balls? I don't know. It's already on a plate.
Yeah, how big is that thing? Like you.
Jesus Christ, furious Pete. So just left the gym. If I can learn to speak again. I had light squats and bench tonight, and then some shoulder accessories and stuff. Man, that sounds bright. Okay, before I started squatting, I overdosed a little bit on some pre-workout. So usually my pre-workout consists of like a Monster, or maybe I'm usually pretty good on about 2 scoops of C4 pre-workout, which I think is about 250 milligrams of caffeine. And the gym owner tonight actually had some Mr. Hyde pre-workout to try, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll do, I don't know how strong this stuff is, so I'll do a scoop and a half, see how we go. And then just as I was taking my last sip of pre-workout, I read the bottle and it said 300 milligrams of caffeine per scoop. Oh my god. So needless to say, I was very ready to go for squats tonight, and it's actually too dark for sunglasses. I don't know why I did that. The bar felt very light, but my stomach did not feel the best. And it's 8:15 at night, and I'm still wide awake. Yeah, but the session was good. Squats were absolutely flying tonight. That also probably had something to do with the caffeine, but yeah, I had 4 sets of 4 at 137.5, I think. Yeah, 137.5 kilos, so nothing too crazy tonight, but that felt awesome. Basically every rep felt exactly the same, except the second rep of the first set. Right when I got in the hole, I just looked down at the ground for some reason. I have no idea why. I don't think I've ever done that in my life, and I almost got, I don't know, it doesn't look that bad in the video, but almost face planted, to be honest. But apart from that one rep, everything felt amazing on squats tonight. So you guys should be seeing all 4 sets of those, and then I had 6 sets of 3 on bench. I think it was 6 sets of 3, and then I filmed every second set, so you guys will see that. That went really well as well. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about bench. It's feeling good, still feeling good, which is good. I just said good a lot. So yeah, long pause. The last rep of the last set, which I don't think I filmed, you guys will be seeing sets 1, 3 and 5. But yeah, those went really well. Went on to the dumbbell shoulder press for my, that's the option I chose for my vertical pressing. I'm up to doing the 32 kilo dumbbells for 5 sets of 5, which is crazy to me because I've I don't know, I've never really pushed my seated dumbbell press, shoulder press, that hard before. In my previous training cycles, I've been running the 5-3-1 progressions, which obviously involves the standing, just the overhead press, barbell overhead press. So I mean, I've milked that for pretty much all it's worth. As far as assisting my bench goes, for now, I think so. I've decided to see what I can do with my dumbbell seated press, and I started out like literally 3.5 or 4 weeks ago doing the 22 or 24 kilo dumbbells for sets of 8, I think, was the prescribed rep range, and now in the previous session I hit, I think, the 26s or 28s even for 3 sets of 12, and then tonight I hit the 32s for 5 sets of 5. So that's some awesome progress. Shoulders are feeling good. It's awesome to be putting a lot of emphasis on just the muscles that assist the bench press, which is again something I sort of lacked in previous training. So that's good. Shoulders feeling good. After that, I had 2 sets of hammer curls. Did, I think, the 22.5s for 2 sets of 11, because I did those for 2 sets of 10 last time. So just again trying to linearly progress with my arm stuff. And then I was planning on doing tricep extensions for my tricep movement today, but that was taken today, so I was couldn't be bothered waiting, and did skull crushers for the first time in ages. And because I track all my workouts and the weights and reps I do for everything on my phone, on an app on my phone, on GFit, and I didn't even look at those for what I did on skull crushers last time, and I was sort of just chucked on a weight that felt like I could do sets 12 with without going to complete failure. So I can't remember what the weight ended up being, but when I went to log that, I looked back and that was actually a 2.5 kilo and 4 reps more than what I did last time when I was training skull crushers quite a lot. So I was really happy with that. It shows that my the extra arm work I'm doing is already having a pretty major impact, because that's quite a big PR to set when you haven't trained that movement in months. So happy with that. After that, 2 sets of lateral raises, which I also never do. I think that's only the second time I've done them in the 4 weeks of this training cycle, where it's been an optional accessory that I could do basically 4 times a week. Yeah, so I did 2 sets of those. Don't really know what else to say. Workout went well. My food, I haven't said anything about food in these workout logs, but the macros at the moment, up to 190 protein, 525 carb, and 105 fat, I believe. So for a not even 90 kilo male, that is quite high, I've got to say, and it's the highest I've ever had. But my job at the moment, I'm on holiday from university, and I'm working in a physical, like, farm job, working on a dairy farm, and so that's a massive just activity increase from sitting at a desk at uni all day, studying or attempting to study, I should say. Yeah, so food's through the roof, which I love, definitely not complaining about that. And yeah, so trying to move my weight back up to around the 90 kilo mark, and because I usually start to feel really strong at that body weight. It's weird that I think just the way my leverages have changed over the last 2 or 3 years is quite interesting, because 2 years ago I got to sort of 84, 85 kilos, and I was like, man, I start to feel really strong at this body weight, like in the squat and the bench especially. And then each summer, just because I'm always doing these physical jobs in the summer, my weights tended to drop down to just below 80 kilos usually. Moving into February, March, when uni starts up again, and I start basically getting back into a caloric surplus for the year. And so yeah, I was sort of 84, 85 kilos, started feeling really strong. Then the next year, that mark was sort of 87 kilos, and now it's sort of 90, 91 kilos this year. So I think that's a factor of I start feeling really strong at a certain body fat percentage, and I've just consistently put on a few kilos of muscle each year, which is awesome. So next year to 2 years, I'm hoping that mark I'm feeling my strongest at is right around 93, 94 kilos, just right at the top of my competitive weight class, because I've just moved up to the under 93s. Yeah, I moved up to the under 93s probably sooner than most people would have. I was in the under 83 kilo division for my first competition and actually weighed in at like 79 kilos, super light. But yeah, I read a Greg Knuckles article. I'm sorry if I'm rambling this, but read a Greg Knuckles article about which weight class you should be competing in, and the basic conclusion that I came to from that article was, if you're gonna have to move up a weight class in the future, you might as well do it now, especially if staying down a weight class is going to hinder your progress by you not being in a caloric surplus for a long period of time. So even though I might not be necessarily as competitive as a 93 right now, and I may not get the highest Wilks as a 93 compared to what I'd get as an 83, I think in the long run it's gonna be the right decision to move up. And for now, it's one less thing to worry about going into competition, because I'm still got like 4 or 5, even 6 kilos to play with, like under my weight category, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's my little run for tonight. It was a really good session. Bar was absolutely flying on the squat, especially. Fastest the bars moved all training cycle easily. Best it's felt, most consistent it's felt. Just awesome session, even though the weight wasn't anything crazy. But yeah, so I'm gonna eat up, drink up, sleep, and get ready for some pause deadlifts tomorrow. So later.